This afternoon, we are here for getting the most from AI on the factory floor. Don Rahrig, the CEO of Rain Engineering, will explain why manufacturers often have a data refinement problem rather than a data shortage, and how better data discipline can create a stronger foundation for AI on the factory floor. Please welcome Don Rahrig, and I hope you have a great rest of the Automate and really appreciate you being here. Thanks so much.
Hey everybody, welcome to Automate 2026. Hope everybody's excited. How many people here thought they wouldn't hear the word AI? No one? Yeah, I think I had to figure out how to incorporate it in to even get on the stage. So everybody's talking about robots and visions and vision systems and AI that has models for just about everything, except they haven't figured out how to make good trade show coffee, right? And I see these humanoid robots over here. They freak me out, but it's really cool stuff. I was talking to some of the robots over there because I hear a lot that people are worried about robots and AI taking their jobs. They just don't want to get stuck with our meetings, the robots. So I'm sure you've all heard that AI can change your plant. Your MES can help more than you realize with that. About 4 topics we're going to cover today. So first, what is MES actually in plain language? People hear the acronym all the time. We'll clarify that a little bit. Why MES still matters in the AI world. How AI is changing what good MES looks like. And why building your own MES is a trap. To start out, we should demystify MES a little bit, because if it gets fuzzy here, all the AI topics get fuzzy too. When you think of software in a manufacturing plant, really the first thing that comes to mind usually is ERP, the business system. And the ERP thinks your factory is a spreadsheet. MES thinks your factory, it knows your factory is a plant full of people, process, and technology. And there's lots of data to be collected from it. MES is the layer that knows which orders are on which lines, knows what's running right now and what should be running, what's scheduled to be running, compares what you plan to do with what actually happened, and captures what your people and machines actually did in the process. That's MES. How many people in the audience have an MES in their factory? A few hands, great. How many people are here to learn more about MES? And how many people just came here because it says AI on the slide? All right, we have some honest folks there too. That's great. AI needs 4 answers to these 4 questions, and these are questions that can be answered by your MES. What did you plan to make? What actually happened? Why did it happen that way? And who or what were involved in the process? MES is the only system in your plant that can answer all 4 of these questions for you. And without the answers to these questions, AI is just guessing. So imagine you're running 3 filling lines. The ERP says we shipped 98% on time last month, and we had 18 hours of downtime, and it was a pretty good month. MES tells you that line 2 lost 6 hours a week to changeovers on SKUs X, Y, and Z, with scrap spikes every time Bob was training a new operator. Which system would you want to feed your AI? MES. AI doesn't want a monthly spreadsheet. They want gritty, time-stamped data with context. That's MES. MES is like a data refinery. Think of it like an oil field. You think of your plant floor as the oil field, and you think of the sensors and the PLCs and the historians, that raw data as the crude oil. You think of MES as the refinery that's going to give you the high-octane fuel you need to fill that AI engine, fuel it. And if you skip the refinery part, you're pumping crude information or crude fuel into your engine, and you probably won't get very good results. But if you do it right, here's how it might look. For those who are worried about putting proprietary data in your large language model. MES data is often queried through the vector database. So you go and ask your AI a question. It works through the smart retriever, comes down and looks through all your documents and all the proprietary data that you have in your MES database. Then runs that through the large language model and generates the answers you want. So having good organization to your data and that structured database like MES gives you a lot more context around how the AI will answer the questions you have. There's a lot less guessing. So MES does three critical AI jobs. First, it standardizes how you define events, how you define the reasons and the states of your factory across lines and across sites. It contextualizes raw signals into meaning. So instead of cycle start or cycle stop or I'm alarmed, you have a context that says this was a changeover, this was unplanned downtime, this was a quality hold. It enforces process and data standards. So 12 plants aren't naming downtime reasons, 12 different things. The analysts call this data and process harmonization. Now I bet my 20-year-old son that I could get SpongeBob on the stage with me. So, you guys know that? Data harmonization. But Gartner says in a couple of their publishings, MES is the linchpin between the plant and your digital enterprise. So here's a moment you probably all lived. My customer had OEE numbers that changed depending on who ran the spreadsheet. Corporate couldn't explain why one site lagged behind another, and everyone swore each site was unique. After tightening up MES data with standard reason codes and consistent shift models, and discipline about the way people use MES, they could see that 70% of the downtime across 3 plants had the same cause, and it was changeovers on a small number of SKUs, a small family of SKUs. Then you can take AI and add some real value. With that clean MES data, it's used to train recommendation models and a recommendation engine, I should say, and create an optimal sequencing of the staffing patterns that you needed or the way the scheduling needed to happen. So AI isn't replacing MES. The order matters. Standardize with MES and optimize with AI. So where is AI really changing MES? Well, it isn't replacing it. It's making good MES more valuable and bad MES painfully obvious. Oh, that was a stacked slide. Cool. So Gartner and other analysts are saying AI is changing the MES work today in 3 big ways. There's 3 big shifts happening across the industry. First, AI and analytics are on the top of the wish list for all of you. Everybody wants to add AI and analytics to the systems that they have built on. They want to be able to say, can we use AI to predict when the line is going to fall out of control? Can we optimize what orders run where? Can AI spot patterns and scrap and rework? Then they get hit with the hard truth. If every plant names downtime differently, your AI is just learning your own bad habits. Sorry, harsh. The second shift is from one big monolithic MES project, one big bang with every feature and function in it, to specialized a la carte functionality tied to achieve specific business drivers, like start with OEE and downtime analytics, or add analytics. Extend to e-batch records, add traceability where audits demand it, and focus your AI on well-defined spaces with specific problems, show value fast, and build out from there. AI is actually awesome at that. If you have fixed, well-defined problems in specific areas, AI does a great job of giving you information you can work with. The third big thing is cloud edge and AI at enterprise scale. Everybody wants to know, how can I do this across my entire organization? Well, research shows an increasing adoption of modern architectures, cloud architectures and such, and containerization, APIs, unified namespace, all those big scary words and terms, but necessary, important stuff. Modern architecture in plain language really means running MES closer to the line for speed and reliability, using cloud for heavy analytics, that's kind of where it belongs, and AI model training. Using MES as a structured contract between the messy physical world and the clean digital world. You don't have to chase every new tool, you just need MES and an integration strategy that doesn't trap your data. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. I know I brought him with me. He's a handsome guy. But the most expensive words in manufacturing IT can be, we just build it. But everyone in the industry is saying they struggle to find enough internal people to get MES projects and AI projects off the ground. And that's just to deploy off-the-shelf systems or things that they already have a lot of control over. Building your own MES is like deciding to build an airplane because you know how to drive a forklift. It's not funny. This is my family over here supporting me. Look at this. So, I said we'd talk about this. Why building your own MES is a trap? Well, the advantage of using a mature MES is that you don't start at zero. Decades of domain knowledge is baked into the software. Most vendors have a great ecosystem with integration partners, and they've been doing this in their industries for dozens of years. Most vendors have proven patterns for OEE, traceability, electronic records, cross-site standardization. That's 20 years of other people's mistakes that you don't have to make. You don't have to relive those by building your own MES. Think about that for a second. What you get out of a built-in structured database and a built-in structured way of doing those things to save you a lot of time and energy as you focus your AI in solving very particular problems on the shop floor. Gartner surveyed implementation providers, and they stressed that MES really is the last mile of IT. It's the messy zone where plants and lines and automation and all the people collide. And that's precisely where homegrown MES tends to fail in real-world complexity. You don't get extra credit for reinventing the wheel, that particular wheel. We have a customer that started out with a home-built production tracking app, and everybody loved it. It had great screens, it brought value very quickly, it was fast to build, the user experience was awesome. But then they tried to add in traceability and genealogy, and suddenly that simple app had to know about every material movement, it had to know about every process step, it needed to know every test loop and every rework loop. Then it became difficult to manage the data, and the data wasn't standardized. It was tough to manage the data, contextualize and enforce and organize to be able to get the most out of your AI. So we helped them move from a home-built system to an off-the-shelf system called Prophecy. I don't know if you guys know Prophecy. How many people know Prophecy? All right, so booth 2853, we're there with Melodic, and they are the owner of the Prophecy software suite. Check that out. So what's concrete that you can take away from this today? Well, there's really 5 things that manufacturers who succeed with AI on top of MES need to do first. So here's our checklist. First, standardize your language. Pick a pilot plant, one product family, one line. Create a standard set of downtime and scrap reasons. Make it absolutely mandatory and easy to fill out the information, to capture the information. If it's optional, it won't happen. Like, how many people have had MES deployments or even any software deployment at all and have trouble with adoption, right? Yeah, it has to do with the ease of use. If it's hard to use or people don't understand the purpose of it, they won't use it. But when you have the same definitions across shifts and plants, I mean for real, the same definitions across all, then AI can finally compare apples to apples, lines to lines, and sites to sites. Step 2, clean up your data models and your master data. AI can't fix master data. It only exposes bad data. Align product, routing, equipment models between MES and ERP. Ensure IDs, names, hierarchies are consistent across the system. Then AI can find the patterns rather than just noise. Step 3, instrument the bottlenecks, not the world. I'm talking about shop floor connectivity here. Everybody that we've interacted with over the years, there's two families. There's give me the small product group, the small machine group that I can instrument, and we'll do a small pilot. And then there's the ones that want to bite the whole, that want to chew the whole elephant all at once, bite it all at once. And so, don't AI enable every single bolt in your plant from the get-go. Focus on your constrained assets, the ones that limit throughput, on-time delivery, and quality. And tighten MES data quality, the quality of your data, first, in those spots first. Clean up the signals, accurate states, clear events, then layer on the predictive maintenance. Layer on the anomaly detection or the scheduling optimization. You'll get the measurable business value instead of an experiment that nobody trusts. And step 4, build a governance habit. Companies that avoid pilot purgatory treat MES like a continuous improvement tool. MES and AI both should be used to solve quick problems that add very specific business value and that you can build on over and over again. So creating simple governance rhythms is a fantastic way to make sure you keep things small and focused. Have monthly reviews of data quality, reason usage, standards adherence. Involve operations and not just IT. The people who are using the tools that you ask them to use will have the most feedback, most constructive feedback for you. Celebrate teams that improve data quality, not just the output of continuous improvement. And your MES becomes like a living model of how your factory runs instead of a museum that features how it ran 3 years ago. Step 5, partner wisely. This is where we do a commercial for Rain. Manufacturers know that they have to rely on experienced implementation partners because they don't have enough resources of their own. So good partners make all the difference. Define your business case. Good partners will help you define your business case. They'll help you prevent over-customization. They'll help you design data models and data standards that scale across all your facilities. And they'll help you integrate MES with the other systems that you have in your factory. So that's exactly the role Rain Engineering wants to play. We meet you where you are and take you where you want to go without splitting your attention, without you having to split your attention between making products and deploying software. So let's bring this back home. AI is revolutionizing MES, mostly because it's rewarding good data and punishing bad data, and rewarding plants that keep their MES data in order. So 3 truths to take home with you. Truth 1, MES isn't old news. It's the data refinery that turns sensor noise into the fuel for your AI to actually solve problems. Truth 2, you don't have to customize your MES to be innovative. You need to build on 20 years of proven MES experience by using the off-the-shelf software that can get you to those quick wins very fast. And then truth 3, when your plant data is clean, consistent, and contextualized in MES, AI can stop being a project and start being a profit center. If you're serious about AI in the next 24 to 48 months, don't start with a model, start with your MES. Pick one pilot area, standardize, clean, govern the data, then let AI loose on the problems that you have in your plant. If you want to talk about how to get started, it's a challenge for a lot of people. Stop by booth 2853, see Prophecy in action. Talk to any one of our people. Most of our people have blue shirts on today. I have our web address up here and phone number. You can reach out to me directly. I'm Don Rahrig, CEO of Rain Engineering. We'll look at your current MES footprint, and especially if you're a prophecy shop, and help you figure out exactly what it'll take to get your plant data AI ready. Yeah, that's it. I'll take questions. Somebody ask a question. Make something up.
We have a question.
Hello?
Hi.
Data mining as far as in regards to county records,
County records?
property records.
I'm not sure. Mostly manufacturing focused. Yeah, I'm at a loss.
No problem.
Property records?
I just wanted to ask the question.
No problem. Appreciate it. I feel like I spent the whole time looking down, but I was afraid I'd walk off the stage and these lights are blinding.
With MES and the integration with AI, what's the biggest success story that you've seen AI give a profitability result that you've seen in the industry?
There's probably two places. Really, the first place is in the deployment, more rapid deployment. So getting to value faster is really the first place, because MES projects used to be bigger in terms of scope and scale, and AI speeds along smaller projects. Just learning the configuration of the tool, it has a lot of features built into it. But in terms of AI in the plant, bolted to MES, giving the plant payback really is if you do have standardized data and you have a problematic downtime issue, AI really filters through those kind of things quickly to find similar, even though I've been up here preaching clean data, it can help you clean data too and help you find like terms. We used to call it fuzzy logic. But really, in an OEE or a quality environment where you have reasons for your scrap or reasons for your downtime, really getting to what are the most important things for us to address and being able to address them quickly, AI really does a great job with those things. I think the other thing I'll say is, if you struggle with producing data for a recall, what do you guys make? Tier 1 automotive, yeah. So if you struggle with recalls and things like that, really understanding the genealogy of what happened in your plant, even if you're not serializing or doing traceability, I think those are the three biggest returns on investment from AI in the short term. Anyone else?
I actually have two questions that
Okay.
connect to each other. My first question is, do you see AI itself still not being capable of doing certain things in manufacturing plants? And my second question is, what do you see for the next phase of the MES? Do you see like MES being like ready, like to deploy, having their data ready to deploy to do deployments for AI?
Yeah. So the first part of that question was, the first thing I thought of is there are a lot of failures with AI on the shop floor. And it most of the time has to do with the data is scattered and there's no context or organization to it. So AI just guesses. It tries to tell you what you want to hear. And getting your data organized is a really important part of AI. And, I think a couple of years ago, everybody was talking about big data. We're going to put everything in a data lake and it's going to solve all of our problems because we'll be able to analyze it. And the reality of that is, if it's not organized and structured and provided with some context, you're guessing at things. So there's a lot of failures on the shop floor with AI today. But it's I think it's important to recognize that the more deliberate you are and the more fixed on a specific topic, the more likelihood of success there is. And then the second part you were asking about, a lot, and this is why I advocate so much for off-the-shelf MES, is all the MES vendors right now are spending a lot of time and energy building AI and into the product so that the hardest part with MES is utilization, getting people to actually use it and adopt the technology. And with AI, now you can ask plain language questions of chat and say, build this report for me, find this data, find that data, present it in this way, present it in that way, build this screen for me. And those have been the biggest challenges because in an MES deployment, typically, you spend 9 months defining a set of requirements, and in that set of requirements is how are we going to visualize, how are we going to analyze, how are we going to use the data, and that right there becomes the way it's done in that plant for the next 10 years. The reports that get built really don't get, they might get modified or whatever, but they don't get revolutionized. And AI in the newest form puts that ability to create a report that you want for your plant, for your area, right in the palm of your hands very quickly, right? So quick generative stuff that you can do. And if another person in your organization wants to see the data in a different way, they just chat with the software and produce those modernized reports. So I think it revolutionizes the usability and the flexibility of MES in the workplace, while not really changing the data or what's collected from the shop floor from the people. Anyone else?
Hey, how do you think about combining information from my MES system with things like my ERP or my HR solution, so I can have the single pane of glass between all of the new, sort of software products that I'm buying?
Yeah, I think the key to all of that is standardization. The way you talk about things, the data quality, right? The way you talk about things in ERP has to be the same way you talk about them in MES in order for AI to make a distinction. Otherwise, it's guessing. But yeah, solid integration between but no matter what, whether it's CMMS, your SCADA system, your MES, you name it, any plant floor system. The key, I think, is standardizing the way those pieces of software talk about your shop floor, and then once you do that, AI can do a lot of good. So, I have 2 minutes left.
What kind of impact are you seeing bots and agents do with the reduction of a salary workforce that's analyzing this data manually and making decisions on a day-to-day basis? Are you seeing?
I don't think I'm seeing any reduction in workforce. I'm seeing people get repurposed. The classic example really is a plant scheduler. How many people in here are familiar with the person that schedules what's getting made on the shop floor, right? That job is a spreadsheet 5 miles long and a jigsaw puzzle every day. My scheduling guy says that being a scheduler in a manufacturing plant is like putting together a jigsaw table, and once every hour somebody comes up and kicks it, right? And using AI tools to help work out optimized schedules and things like that, allow that scheduler the time and energy and to think about not reactionary stuff, but planning for the future. And so a lot of the companies that are doing these kind of things right now are really committed to repurposing people and really taking advantage of human brain power by taking menial tasks off the table. Last call, 46 seconds. I can answer 10 questions in 46 seconds. No? Thanks, everybody. I'm Don Rahrig. Come to 2853 and talk to us. See your use cases around MES. Thank you very much.